Where's mine?
And welcome back again to Kyoudai Ai. Every time for the first time. The mostly weekly podcast where two brothers geek out about everything Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. At least the episodes or the seasons we've watched so far, which at the end of today will be up to number 2. 2 seasons in the bag. I'm your host, superjollymac. Beside me, as always, my co-host and brother, DonTheVan. Let's go ahead and dive into all the toku and anime chaos we love. Grab your drivers, your changers, morph into whatever multi-appendaged being you want to. Let's cue the theme songs and let's get into it. So how you doing this week?
All right, I'm doing okay. This week's been quite the week. It's been a long one. But I'm okay. I persevere. You?
Same. Tired. It was a extremely long week for me this week as well. But we're into the next one, so 1 week down, a few more in the year to go, and then a few more after that. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. All the growing pains are getting out of the way.
Yeah. So can't complain too much.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. Whew. I was traveling all weekend, and so yeah, I'm glad to be back in my humble abode.
Yeah. That would have been on the plan for us as well, but couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Hopefully eventually.
Yeah. You guys were missed for sure.
Good. Glad to hear it. Well, it's not good that we were missed, but
it's like as it should be.
No, wish we could have been there. It's just I couldn't do it.
I understand.
Would have loved to do it, but not right now. Can't do it.
Life gets in the way.
Yeah. For real.
Definitely has a way of doing that.
Yeah. So how you been? Or well, no, I just asked that question. So games. Let's go ahead and get into it. You been playing anything?
The only new game I played so far is Arc Raiders. So
Arc Raiders, okay. How was that?
I actually like it, surprisingly enough. It's like a extraction shooter, so it's pretty much everybody versus everybody, but it's like you're just trying to like go into the environment, loot some stuff, and then extract out. But if you die, then you lose all the stuff you like kind of looted in that, like whatever you're holding.
Which is why I can't really get into those games. I'm sorry.
It's fun.
I get it. But
you gotta gamble a little bit.
Nah. See, I'm already bad at PvE. Or no, PvP. So throw in the fact that I'm going to lose all my gear when I die. When, not if. When I die? Nah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a big win. Not an if. But that's why you don't take all the best stuff with you. You got to plan. You got to pick and choose depending on what you're doing.
Yeah. That's just one type of game. I don't know. Maybe one day, but for now,
I feel like you would actually like it. So, like, I feel like it would surprise you. You might actually like it.
Maybe. I guess if they're throwing enough like gear at us so that it doesn't matter when you lose it, then maybe. I don't know. It depends. Maybe, but I'm more of a PvE guy. PvP is just not my jam.
Yeah, I will say, when it comes to like getting the loot and stuff, you do get like a little pocket where you can excuse me, put something so that even if you die, you still at least get that one thing back. So like if you get a blueprint or something like that, you can put the blueprint in there. That way you can just make whatever weapon you want, like from that blueprint. So if you get a good one and like you can make like a super rare weapon or something, then at least you have the blueprint, so you could just make it later, type of thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
It all depends, but it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I only played it once, but I do like it so far. I don't think I've played anything else outside of that. My friend, he wants me to play this game called what's it called? Blood Bowl 2, which is like a type of football turn-based type of game. We're gonna see how it goes. Apparently there's a tournament going on and he has requested my services for a game I've never played.
A turn-based football game. Okay.
Yeah. With goblins.
With goblins.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know when well, if it's recorded, I'll let you know. But
yeah,
I'll let you know how it goes.
I have been playing the same things I have been playing. It's been a really busy week. This week might be as busy, but I've been trying to get a little bit of Ghost of Yote in there.
Nice.
Still trying to beat that, and then I can get to some of my other backlog. But right now it's and Final Fantasy 14, the new update just popped. So there's a little bit of story to go that I need to catch up on. And then the grind of trying to get a house one day. Hopefully.
I don't think you're getting that house.
I don't know if I'm going to get that house either. So, but
Never
whatever.
Mind. I have faith. You're going to get it. You're going to get it.
I'll keep trying. We'll see what happens.
Heck yeah.
Let's keep it moving. What about music? You been listening to anything?
Nope, not a thing. Well, I guess that's not true. I discovered for myself this new thing, or not new thing, but it's kind of like jazz house or something like that. Like
jazz house.
Yeah, it's like jazz music over house beats. So I was like, that's pretty cool. So I started listening to that a little bit. That's it.
Okay, you'll have to shoot me a link to something so I can get a little taste of it. But
I got you. Hold on. I can actually say the name. That would be kind of weird to not say the name. But one of the artists, his name is Gadner. So Gadnr. He has some music out there. So look him up. That's kind of what I'm talking about. For the viewers. I'll shoot you a link, obviously.
Me, on the other hand, I have been listening to a lot of Christmas stuff. So some classical Christmas music. Today was Motown, so I was playing a lot of Motown, like the Christmas Motown album. Some of the songs off of that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what it is until at least Christmas, and then after that, I don't know. I'll have to find something else to blast to the house whenever I'm in the working mode, working around the house and doing stuff. Today was a lot of cooking, getting ready for Christmas Eve dinner. But
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you going to do anything special for the dinner, or is it like just the regular Christmas Eve dinner type?
Yep, regular Christmas Eve dinner. Do it big here,
okay.
But
big. Nice.
That's what we're gonna be doing. Usually Christmas Eve is the big dinner, and then Christmas is leftovers, I think.
As it should be.
But by then I'm half like dead anyway from all of the stuff. Even this week I'm trying to fit in some prep work so I don't have to stay up quite as late on Christmas Eve. And I've done a little bit of it, so maybe I'll get done early-ish this year and get a little bit of sleep.
Yeah. You gotta practice going down the chimney. Make sure you have enough clearance to get down.
I definitely don't. And I definitely wouldn't. Man, coming all the way down. Nah, son. People actually did that? That's insane. Why would you climb down a chimney?
I don't know. Maybe the chimneys were built different back in the day.
Bro. Nah.
Yeah, maybe.
Nah. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Ain't no way, my boy.
We can keep it moving though. Let's go up to watching. You been watching anything?
Hmm. Mm, have I been watching anything? I watched 2 movies since we last talked. I think. Well, I know for sure. I went to the movies and I saw The Housemaid, which was pretty cool. It's a movie based off a book. So this is the first movie that I watched where I actually read the book first.
Hmm.
So that was pretty interesting. Me and my friend, my friend, she really likes the author, so she was like, "Yo, they're making a movie about this book," and I was like, I'll read it," and I read it, and I really liked it. So I'm reading the second book now. But I saw the movie. The movie was it was decent. If you like the book, you'll like the movie. For the most part, and then I went and saw Avatar, which was interesting.
Like the third one?
Yeah,
Oh, is that out? Has that been out?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it like getting released now, or it was out like last week?
Like Friday.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It
Well,
was long.
I
It was long. 3 hours and 12 minutes. But I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than the second one, but it was still pretty long. I feel like they could have cut out some parts to make it a little bit shorter, tighten it up, but overall it wasn't bad. I stayed awake the whole time, so
good for you.
which isn't saying anything. I stay awake. I was awake the whole time in all of them, so I guess that's not saying anything. I was into it.
I mean, the first one I thought I'm about to hate out another movie, but the first one was like overrated in my opinion, and then the second one was kind of boring in my opinion. So I do not look forward to seeing the third. I don't know if I will see it, so we'll see. Maybe one day.
If you have that sentiment, I would say just wait for it to come to streaming or something, or like till you can buy it or something.
Yeah.
I would say that. Unless you want to go, I really truly went to see the Doomsday trailer that they were showing beforehand. But yeah, I'm not gonna go to see the other ones that they're gonna play. They're playing 4. Sorry, I had something in my hand. They're playing 4 different trailers in 4 different weeks, so I'm not going to the theater to watch the other 4 trailers. Sorry.
Other 4 trailers for what?
Doomsday.
Wow.
They made 4. They made 4 different trailers for it, but they're playing one every week.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm cool on that too.
No trailers. I'm not a big trailer guy anyway. I like to go in kind of blind. I think usually Marvel does a decent job about not spoiling certain things, but like I don't want to know as much as I want to go in there with the least amount possible. So
yeah, I normally hold the same sentiment, but I need to know what I'm getting myself into before I go. Because if it's trash, I don't want to. I don't want to go.
Did I tell you I saw First Steps? The Fantastic Four?
I think so.
Okay.
Tell me again. How'd you like it?
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was okay.
Wait, so did you see the Brave New World and Thunderbolts too?
Brave New World. Oh yeah, the fourth Captain America. Yeah.
Captain Falcon. Yeah.
Captain America. He's Captain America.
He's definitely still Falcon. There's no way. He is not. That is not my cap. Sorry.
What?
Nope.
You're one of those people? Okay.
He is not my cap.
Okay.
They should have gave the shield to Bucky. I'm sorry. They should have gave it to Bucky.
Whoa.
Yes. Yep.
You're one of those people, huh?
Yeah. It would have made way more sense story-wise. They should have let Falcon stay Falcon. He was great as Falcon.
He was great as Falcon, and he's great as Captain America.
Just doesn't make sense because he doesn't have the super soldier serum. Like, it's just like, what? How sweet? There's no way you're going up against a Hulk and surviving. What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. He doesn't have the serum, and that's what makes him like the guy.
Man, we'll see how they do it.
These young kids today, man, they just don't get it. But
we'll see.
I think they do a fine job. I think he's good as Captain America.
Yeah, he's okay. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah,
he's not bad. He's not bad.
Bucky, yeah, I don't know. I think he should be Captain America. Bucky should not, and I think that's kind of how I think he has a run in the comics, but yeah, I think I like how they did it. That's one decision I can stand behind from the studio.
I don't know. It seemed kind of weird. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if it was written better, how like they passed off the shield to him, maybe. But just how they did it didn't make sense to me. Well, maybe that's why I feel that way. Because like I feel like he was. Because like okay, I feel like they were trying to make him something that he wasn't, and like he had his own identity as Falcon, and like that's his thing. That literally his thing. He was killing it. He was killing the game. Like Black Panther, you know what I'm saying?
And he still has his identity as captain. He's just a different captain.
Shaking my head. He has to earn the respect of the crew.
Yeah, he does. So hopefully that's what was it? Falcon and the Winter Soldier was trying to do. They didn't do a very good job in that, but like I think
maybe that's what it is.
I think they have tried to have his arc where he builds it up, and by the end of the fourth movie, I think even before the fourth movie, I think at the end of, I really didn't like how they did that show, but I think it was fine. It was fine enough.
Yeah, like he's okay. I want to see what he does, like what they do with him in the Doomsday movie, and I think that'll really make it all tidy. If it ties all together, then all right, I'll be cool. But if it doesn't, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, they should.
Yeah, I don't think Marvel. I don't think it's his. I don't think it's the captain's fault or
Mackie.
Yeah, Mackie's fault. Mackie's captain's fault. Like I think it's Marvel. Marvel has made a mess of the universe at this point, so like it's gonna be hard to rate it in. But like it's not. Yeah, so if it doesn't fall through, it's not on him. But everybody's probably gonna put it on him, and it's like, bro, nah.
Nah. That's why I said if they had written it better as far as passing off the shield to him, it would make more sense. Like I don't think it's a bad thing to make him Cap, but just like it just didn't make sense in terms of the story when you had Bucky right there, and like they were like it just seemed like a natural progression to give Bucky the shield in the cinematic universe type of thing. That just would have made way more sense.
Man, we're getting off on a way big tangent. But if you didn't think they gave Falcon enough story in order to have him have the shield, and even the battles he goes through once he gets the shield on trying to like feel like he deserved it. But you think Bucky earned like did enough to earn that shield?
Yeah.
Nah. You can't just say, yo, I had super soldier serum, so like I need the shield. And that's better than all of the backstory that they went through with Falcon? Nah.
Yes. Okay, look, check it. Check the madness. So like they could have went in a whole completely different story beat, like with Bucky. I gotta put my candy down. They could have went into a whole completely different story beat with Bucky, seeing as the last time Bucky saw the shield was when him, Cap, and Iron Man were fighting, like in Civil War. That's the last time. That's spoilers, obviously, for the MCU, of course, guys. But that's the last time Bucky saw the shield. That's the last time Cap really saw the shield. It also, and so like, just think about it. Bucky would be struggling with the realization of knowing like, yo, I killed Tony's parents and I was being brainwashed and everything like that. The shield means a lot, and to have it passed down to me, he has to like fight and like. He has that internal struggle of being the Winter Soldier, but now he has to be like hold the moniker of Cap, which was his literal best friend's like identity. And it's like now he's trying to live up to that. It would have been so good. It would have they could have went so many places with it. I'm sorry, it would have been great. The struggle was there. You could have wrote so many stories about him fighting Hydra and like uncovering more stuff about himself, and then like him becoming a better person out of it, and like actually like forgiving himself for like the things that he did as the Winter Soldier, which I mean they tried to do that in the what was it, Falcon and Winter Soldier show, but I don't think it landed properly. I'm just telling you, bro. And then you could have had Falcon like do some more stuff as Falcon, let him solidify himself in his identity just a little bit more, and then you could have created some type of like, I don't know, like the brotherhood between him and Bucky, and like them kind of bonding over their relationship with Steve, and it would have been way better. I'm telling you, it would have been way better. And then something happens to Bucky, and now you give Falcon the shield because you established it. It would have made sense from a writing standpoint, from a story standpoint. I'm telling you, it would have been. They had it there.
Or you could have a character that doesn't have all of the superpowers, kind of like Steve Rogers didn't when he started trying to help, and he could take up the mantle and try to show that even normal soldiers that don't have superpowers can still be Captain America and protect the country, and then try to or have a little bit of struggle trying to bridge the gap between people that just wanted the old Captain America and the new generation that doesn't feel like that applies to them, and try to bring those two together somehow and get everybody in the country together. And that could also be an interesting way to go about it, I think.
I mean, yeah, sure, but I'm telling you, it doesn't have the tension. It doesn't have the drama. It doesn't have the cojones.
It does. It's just a different type of thing. And it's something that not everybody likes, which you get. But I mean,
yeah.
I think it has all of that stuff. It's just some people just don't like it. People wanted Bucky to have it. I get it. But I think the way they went was the way it should have been. Because I still think Bucky is struggling over his place and everything. Thunderbolts was horrible.
So bad. I'm imagine if he had the shield. I'm just saying.
No, if he had the shield, it would have been even worse.
What do you mean? Oh no, probably, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. There's no saving that movie. But we got off on a tangent. Other than that, I haven't watched anything. I don't think. I'm still looking forward to the winter anime that's about to start up. So, like Jujutsu Kaisen season 3, I want to get in on. Freerun, I think, has their season 2 starts in winter. And then there's a couple that are still in my backlog that I need to catch up on, but haven't watched any of that lately. Maybe I'll scratch up what's on the next season. We can present that to the class next episode. We'll see.
I finished My Hero.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Good. No spoilers because I need to catch up on it. Maybe that's what I'll do next. Catch up on My Hero.
It was good. It was actually worth it.
Okay.
Almost teared up a little bit. I said, But that's it.
Yeah. All right. We can keep it moving then. Probably a short week this week.
Yeah. What comes after this? Anime?
Well, watching. So yeah, we're going to do the anime.
You would think I would know these things by now, right? All right. Well, buckle in class, ladies and gents. We're into the anime section of this lovely old Tokaru. So, as you know, we're watching Gachiakuta and Jujutsu Kaisen, season 1 of both of them. And we're on episode 18 of Gachiakuta and episode 5 of Jujutsu Kaisen. So, we're going to start off with Gachiakuta, episode 18, Oh Zap, Totes Legit. Bruh. So, after a quick recap of last episode, we are back with Jabber pretty much being Jabber over Zonka, who he just beat in a fight. And just out of nowhere, just Jabber gets he gets shot in the leg. And I was like, okay. And then after that, we have like a series of cuts. So we cut to Engine, who meets a raider named Fu. He has a different name, but I couldn't tell by the way he was speaking. So I found it out later in the episode. His name is Fu. Insert whatever extra name. And he's like, yo, I'm supposed to be fighting you, but I don't want to start a fight for whatever reason. So he asks Engine, can he start a fight? And Engine's like, no. And then we skip to Ryu, who is fighting. I don't know how to say her name, but I'll try. No word. I tried. And pretty much they're fighting in. I say they're fighting in Mortal Kombat, but they're just fighting in hand-to-hand combat. But it looks really sick and it looks really cool because they're like, yo, like, cause all right, first off, Ryu is like dodging. I'm gonna call her Nord. I'm gonna call her Nord. There we go. She's dodging Nord's hair static electricity attacks. She's like, and like she's using her scissors to like get some wind going to like disperse the electricity. And then, excuse me, she runs, and then Nord's chasing her. But like Nord's like, yeah, because she can like fight and stuff like that. And then Ryu's like, hey, yo, you're pretty good with your fighting. And like they're talking about their weaknesses and all that good stuff. Nord can't store electricity in her hair for like 2 minutes or something like that. But like she compensates because she can fight really well. And then Ryu's like, she like shrinks down her scissors and like she puts them away. She's like, I can fight too, bro. And then they start fisticuffs. And like this fight scene was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, it was pretty sick. But yes, they're fighting, and then out of nowhere, in the middle of the fight, Ryu just pulls out a blick and she just starts going ham and goes crazy. I think Nord said something like nobody can hear them fighting and everything, and then Ryu's like, "Oh, word, say less, bro," and then just went stupid. I was like, "Oh, okay, Ryu's gangster. All right, tight." So after that, we find out that Ryu in her past life was a professional killer. I was like, all right, cool bet. And like her gun is like a parting gift from her previous boss, but she made a promise to Engine to not, kill people. So of course she doesn't kill Nord. She just, what I'm saying, leaves her with a little parting gift. And then, excuse me, she goes off to find Jabber, who now we're coming full circle. She shoots Jabber in the leg and then proceeds to lay in like 15 shots on Jabber, and Jabber's laid out. And she's like, yo, I already know you're not going to die because you don't die for nothing. And then she proceeds to save Zonka. She proceeds to save Zonka. And that's when we cut back to the Raiders boss talking to Rudo. And pretty much they like transport Rudo with the manhole teleporter girl. I'm forgetting names, so I'm just gonna describe them. And like they go to where they have I'm assuming this is the incubator for like the trash beast that they're offering like givers to. But they're talking there. The raider boss is like, you're thinking about a whole lot of things when you should be thinking about my offer to take over the to bring down the sphere. And then he brings out Amu's boots. And he's like, yeah, watch this or something. And then like he puts them against the little incubator thing, and like it like reaches out and like it has like it's alive, and it's like reaching out to absorb the boots, but it doesn't like take them fully in, just kind of holds them there. And he proceeds to say like, yeah, these boots, my excuse me, my coat, your gloves, they're all a part of the Watchmen series, and I was trying to create my own entries in the Watchmen series. What does that mean? I don't know. But the next episode is called the Watchmen series, so I'm sure we're going to find out next episode. But I enjoyed this episode. What did you think about it?
I liked the episode as well. The fight between Nord and Ryu was really good. Rio was really good. I like seeing the hand-to-hand combat. Them both having some really good strength, and then kind of like both of them trying to fill out the fight to a certain point where it's just like, oh, thank you for letting me know that nobody can hear us. And you think she's about to unleash some special move, and I guess it is in a way, because she just pulls out a gun and starts shooting, and it's like, whoa, okay, is that what we're gonna do right now? So that was a take, but I still like it. And then I like everything else that's going on. the talk with Rudo and what's it, Typhoon, and then everything that's going on with that. So I liked it. And Engine being Engine is just hilarious.
Dude,
yeah,
one of a kind.
And then her rolling up on what's his name, Jabber, and then just being like, you better be glad I'm not killing anybody, and then her saying that, like, I already know you're not gonna die anyway. Like, that was
like, I looked at him afterwards and I said, yeah, he's not surviving. Then I was like, it's Jabber. What am I talking about?
Yeah. So it's ridiculous, but I'm in for it. So another good episode. We got a good fight in it, a little bit, a couple more questions that we're gonna have for the rest of the series. But yeah, I'm in for it.
Mm-hmm. I think they're trying to also plant a little romance seed between Ryu, Rudo, and Amu. Or something like that. I don't know. It seems like Ryu really wants to learn more about Rudo, and she's might be jealous of Amu.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's because like they want to figure out how Rudo is acting or how he gets to act a certain way. Like, I don't know if it's really romance or if it's just like, I want to be more like this person. Even Rudo and Amo is like, I don't know if it's really like love or it's just like camaraderie. Like, they see something and the other person, they're like, yeah. So we'll see.
We're gonna see how they play their cards with that one.
But I like how they're doing everybody so far. Ready to learn a lot more about Rio. But
yeah, after that, yeah, for sure. I need a flashback of her past life.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, but that's Gachiakuta episode. What did I say? 18. Yeah. So, excuse me. Moving on to Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 5. Cursed Womb Must Die 2.
Part 2.
So this literally picks up right at the end of the other one, where we see Sukuna pretty much like, oh, you can't come back, kid, and that's it. And then we cut to Fushiguro, who is pretty much like, okay, well, the domain is disappearing. That just means we gotta wait on Yuji. And then Sukuna just appears out of nowhere and approaches Fushiguro, and they start chatting it up. But after that, Sukuna rips out Yuji's heart, and he's like, yeah, well, he might be able to transform and take over the body, but he's gonna need this bad boy. And he tosses his heart to the side, and he's like, he can't change back. And if he does, he's gonna die. I can live without it. And I was like, that's a cold move, Sukuna. That's a cold move. But, excuse me. Oh my gosh. My sinuses are draining. After that, the two are fighting each other, but it seems like Sukuna is pretty much toying around with Fushiguro because, I mean, it's Sukuna. And then I guess Sukuna is also analyzing Fushiguro and how he fights and his power and all of the good stuff, and he's kind of like figuring it out. That he can call his, what do they call it? Shiganami, something like that. And he calls him from the shadows and everything like that. But he's like, you're like wasting your potential because like, why did you run inside the domain? Like, you could have really did something in there. So it's really cool to see that dynamic. And then I don't know about anybody else, but just me, I felt like Fushiguro should have died after all those like hits. He should have been dead after the first one. But that's just me. But after their fight, Fushiguro is pretty much like, yo, I'm gonna get serious. But then he just says like, yo, I saved you because of this. And then that causes Yuji to transform with Sukuna, even though he still doesn't have his heart. So Yuji like dies. And so that's when we cut to the first years sitting around. And then we cut into two places. So we cut to Gojo being back, and he's talking to the coroners. And they're like, yeah, well, the what are they called? Not the higher ups. I'm gonna call them the higher ups for the Jujutsu sorcerers like civilization, whatever. So he's like, yeah, they're kind of like trying to like get a one up on me since I kind of postponed Yuji's execution and everything like that, and they took advantage of the fact that I was out of town to go ahead and send them after a special grade special grade spirit and everything like that. And we also cut to a group of, I'm going to say, cursed spirits. I'm going to assume that they're special grade because they seem pretty special and they don't look like all the other ones. They look very unique. But it looks like one of them is human because when they're walking around, people like see him and acknowledge him, but they don't acknowledge everybody else. But they're talking about their plan to, I think I understood it properly. They're switching the cursed spirits with the humans, trying to do a swap. So like the cursed spirits and the humans positions, and like their plan is to, one, they have to get rid of Gojo, excuse me, and then two, they have to get Yuji and Sukuna on their side. And then after that, we cut back to the first years. They're sitting outside of the academy, and they're kind of ruminating on the death of Yuji and everything like that. But then they're approached by some second years who, I did not write their names down, but that's just me. It's an oversight. I'll get it next time. But they get approached by the second years and they get invited to participate in excuse me. They get invited to participate in the Kyoto Academy tournament event that goes on in the wintertime between the two Jujutsu Sorcerer Academies, one in Tokyo and then one in Kyoto. Excuse me. And then pretty much this is where normally it's just third years and second years that participate, but some of the third years got in trouble, so they asked the first years if they want to join. And so they said that they're gonna have to train them and whip them into shape. And pretty much they're gonna fight everybody, and everything is legal short of like killing each other. So that's pretty much setting that up, and that is where the episode ends. What did you think about it?
I liked it. The fight seemed very kind of almost Dragon Ball Z. Kind of reminded me of one of those fights with them flying into buildings and getting knocked like through stories of other buildings and flying so far away, and then like somebody like being so fast they teleported right behind them, like Sukuna just showing up right behind Fushiguro was pretty like funny, I guess. And it also set Sukuna up, like his power level is just like unprecedented. I guess the only other character we kind of seen move like that was Gojo, but Sukuna's just like wiping the floor with them, and yeah, you think he's gonna die. I also like how you see him about to pull his move, and I guess with this show that doesn't really mean too much. You could pull out your ultimate move and probably die, but and then him just canceling it and just talking, and it's like, oh, okay, he figured out that Yuji was coming back and that he didn't need to do it. But I like the fight between Sukuna and Fushiguro. Sukuna just ripping out the heart was pretty wild, and then it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill him then. And then Yuji just coming back like, yeah, I'm just gonna die. Yeah. Live a long life. Whatever he says. But that's kind of Yuji. I don't know. I think that's why I like him so much so far. And then meeting the new characters, and then that was ridiculous. All of them being introduced, and then Panda just being like, yeah, and that's Panda. So, like I was saying, there's going to be this fight. You're like, oh, yo, you gave everybody else a little, like, split, like, spiel. Like you gave everybody else a little description, and then you're just going to leave out the one person that definitely needs a description. Like, explain this to me. So that was pretty funny. Like, I like it. I like the episode. We got a lot in this episode. We got a nice fight. We got Yuji getting taken out. And and then introduce more characters, introduce to the spirits, at least introduced to them. So a lot more questions, but I think we had a action-packed episode. I'm in for it. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I forgot to say, at the end of the episode, they actually cut to Yuji being like, they cut back to the coroner's office, and they were like, well, is Yuji really dead? And it was like him inside of his mind with Sukuna, and like they're inside Sukuna's domain now. So that's where it left off. But yeah, no, this episode was, I definitely enjoyed it a lot. It was definitely very Dragon Ball Z-esque, how they were flying through the city. And I mean, the new characters, they look cool. I like my guy who says Bonito Flakes. I like him a lot. That's my dude. Yeah, I really would have loved to get an explanation of Panda. I still don't understand Panda at all. I have seen season 1 before, but I don't think I don't remember. I don't know anything about Panda.
Have you only seen the first season?
No, I've seen season 2 too.
Okay. Yeah, they're good, but I do like coming back to it because there's a lot of stuff that happens in the episode. Like, this is a good series to rewatch because it's like you pick up on things you may have missed the first time. So definitely come back and watch it again after you get caught up.
Have picked up some stuff that I missed the first time around. Yeah. Like, I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it too far in advance. But yeah, it's like, oh, I was like, this is starting here, or oh, they planted the seeds here, and it's like, oh, this like, I didn't catch it when they explained this concept and type of thing, like, that type of thing. But it's really cool. I'm very excited to see the Kyoto. I forgot what it's officially called, but the Kyoto school event. Like, I'm excited to see that again.
Yeah. And it's like, usually it's supposed to be random, but usually it just boils down to a team fight and then a 1-on-1, like a tournament. So we'll see what happens this year. Yeah.
But that is all for the anime section for this episode. So we can move on to
which means it's my turn to take over. So this week we're going to say goodbye to Kamen Rider Agito and Hyakujuu Gaoranger. These are the final 3 episodes for both shows. Both shows went for a total of 51 episodes. So spoilers are ahead for the end of the season. And I think what we're going to do is go ahead and just give a quick thing about the final 3 episodes. And then next week, I think we'll do the whole season as a whole. So let's get started with episode 49 of Hyakujuu Gaoranger with Quest 49, The Matrix Closes. Matrix Tojiru. So we go back to Gao's Rock, to the Ranger headquarters, and everybody is badly hurt. Even Red, and Red is kind of depressed walking through, seeing everybody's injuries, and he says he's not fit to be the leader because he got everybody hurt. And then he goes off to hunt for the Highnesses by himself after talking to Tsutomu for a little bit. And he gets ambushed and then knocked off a cliff into a ravine. Once that happens, the rest of them kind of drag themselves out to the battlefield to look for them because they want to try to find his body. They eventually find him, and then Futaro visits Tsutomu and tells her that they need to destroy the energy sources that show up whenever the Highnesses show up to the battlefield. So Tsutomu said that there's a special energy that happens once they show up, and now they need to find that energy in order to find the source of it. So the Rangers all split up to find the 3 pillars of light that seem to pop up whenever the Highnesses come out to the battlefield. And in each of those locations, there's a little statue. So one of the Highnesses pop up at each of the 3 locations to fight. Look, we'll get to it. So one of the Highnesses pop out to fight a pair of the Rangers at each of those locations. So they mix it up as they fight. Tsuitsue messes up some concoction in the Matrix. Um, and while she's working, Totomu and Futaro find the entrance. While each of the Rangers end up having one of them in the pair kind of hold back the Highness, while the other one goes and smashes the statue. Once they're all kind of smashed, then Totomu and Futaro can go inside the Matrix. So once they do that, Tsuetsue completes her item, but then runs away because Futaro says something like he's going to purify her. And then Futaro ends up sealing the Matrix. The Rangers and the Highnesses have a showdown with their giant swords, and it looks like the Rangers won when Tsuetsue reveals her ultimate seed that she had been mixing up in her pot, and then it absorbs the dead Highness's energy and then reveals a new something, and that's when the episode ends. So what'd you think of the episode, DonTheVan?
First off, I don't know if I have anything really nice to say, but first off, why, Red? Why did you go off by yourself when all of you just got your butts handed to you, and you're like, oh, I must do something? You just tried to do something and it didn't work. It didn't work at all, actually. And then you go off by yourself. You're not even at full like just energy, and you literally get your butt handed to you again. And it's so that happens. Second off, where did the pillars come from?
I was trying to figure that out. Yeah, because it's like, now they want to have pillars that protect the Matrix. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't happening the whole series, right? Yeah.
Oh, not at all. I was like, that's weird. I feel like they just came up with like some type of MacGuffin. Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called. Yeah. So now that they have the three Highnesses and the Rangers were all obviously beaten, they have to have something that the Rangers can destroy to get an even footing. But the Rangers could barely walk, and now they're like, oh, we're going to fight them and win.
Right. And it's literally 2-1. 2 to everyone, and y'all struggled to take them on 1 versus 5. I'm just like, what is happening? And then they hold them back with what? You know what? My belief is suspended. That's it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's an ends to a means, or a means to an ends. So,
I don't know.
It was. I chuckled a little bit. I said, look at them trying. But yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts for this episode.
Yeah, I really wasn't feeling it. It was weird. It was like, It's just like, hey, we need to get to another plot point, or we can't end it yet. So this is how we're going to do it. Yeah. I would have, I don't know. We'll get to it. But it's like, even Tsuetsue and Yabaiba's little part of it. It's just like, Tsuetsue is like, yeah, the Highnesses need to do X. Okay. And then she's just in there. Oh no, I got to mix up this thing right now. Like, okay. I don't know, man. So yeah, I guess that's the end of the Highnesses. And now we get something else. So I don't know, but we can go ahead and keep it moving to quest 50. Yeah. The 100 beasts die. Hyakujuu Shisu. So the figure reveals itself as the Org King Senki. Of course, the Rangers pull out their beast sword, but are easily defeated by Senki's sword, and then he absorbs all of the Org power and becomes giant. Futaro turns into Galgod and then fights, and this time he gets joined by Silver and Gao Hunter, but they are defeated by Senki. And then Silver's jewels all explode and his brace disappears. Totomu grabs everybody and then they run to Sky Island in the big flying turtle. But Futaro disappears. I think he was in Silver's hand when he disappeared. And then Senki arrives on the rock and then destroys Gal Falcon. Just Gal Falcon. The Rangers transform and then fight with the other Gaorangers, but they end up getting defeated one by one, and the jewels kind of explode whenever one of the Gaorangers gets defeated. And I think that's pretty much where the episode ends. Senki ends up defeating the last Gao animal, and then he's like, yeah, I'm good. So yeah, what'd you think?
I would. Well, he's the big bad, obviously, of the entire season. So yeah, let him kill everybody or destroy all the Gala jewels. Sure, why not? I love it. Does it make sense? No, but after the last episode, I said heaven. I said, oh, my belief is suspended. I was like, sure. He looks cool. I will say that.
I mean, he looks all right, I guess. I don't know. I don't even think the design looks cool. And then it's like, okay, no, we're going to destroy the Gao jewels this time. Like, we've already turned them to stone. We've already made them disappear or whatever. Now they're going to get destroyed, so they're definitely not going to come back. It's just like, I don't know, man.
I'm trying to be positive. I like
Yeah, I know. But it's like, oh, no, the big bad can teleport to your rock. So you running away didn't mean anything. Oh, yeah, he's got to destroy all of the Gao animals one by one. I guess Deers did help him out for a second. And then he's like, nah, son. And then he just destroys more of them and takes out Deers too. I don't know. It's just like, okay, we need to have them lose everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
it. Yeah. I will say in the last episode, I liked when they did their sword thing and like they were like, ting ting, like they were kind of like sword fighting with the big giant swords. I'll say I like that.
Okay.
I'll try to be more positive.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not gonna get very, very much assistance from me.
I know. But yeah, this episode was alright. So that's it. We can go to the next one.
So we'll go on to the final quest. Quest 51, the 100 Beast Roar. Hyakujuu Hoeru. So the Rangers head down with a sword of protection. So they only have one sword left. And I think they get it from Totomu. So they use that. And then I think Red uses the sword while everybody else fights barehanded. No suit, no powers. And they're fighting. All of them. They get knocked down, but then launch Red at Senki. So they just throw Red at Senki to try to stab him through the heart. But it doesn't do anything. And Senki breaks off this sword. Sorry, yeah. So he just breaks the sword off. And then everybody gets fired up and they get kind of energized and apparently call forth 100 power animals. And then they get all of their powers back because they call on the other, 80 power animals that we never heard of. I didn't list everyone, but they're like Gao Iguana. I don't know. I didn't write them down. I probably should have written them all down. But suddenly their powers come back. And then all of the power animals fire on Senki and the Rangers attack and then destroy Senki. Like that. Then the power animals disappear and Totomu takes the G-phones and jackets and then takes the giant turtle and she says she's going to the moon because she's got to go to sleep for the next time the orbs show up. And then that's kind of why it was. And then I thought my TV was getting laggy for a little bit, but it was just kind of like the ending credits, I guess. But I was like, why is my TV so laggy? No, that's just the TV show. Okay.
Yeah.
But after that, everybody returns to their old lives. Yellow goes back to the Defense Force, and they're just like, yeah, he can work off having disappeared and crashed a jet somehow. He'll still be able to make it through the ranks, I guess.
Yeah.
White is back at the dojo training. Black is at a farm. And he's joined by his friend, which ends up being the lady friend that I think he had the crush on earlier.
Nice.
Silver is traveling. Blue is working at a surf shop. And then Red is back at the veterinary shop. And then they have a nice. Then they have an end scene where all of them get together for a picnic. And Totomu's back. I think Futaro was back, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then everybody else is there, and they're eating a picnic lunch. And that's kind of where the series ends.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think? We'll just do this episode and then end it out for the week. We'll talk about the whole season next week.
Later, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was funny when Futaro and Silver were together in the celebrations and they kind of like hugged, and then he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, God," and everything like that. I was like, "Oh, that's cute." I was like, "That's funny." Silver, he was pretty cool. Not too much I could say about him. He was pretty cool. I mean, White's ending story seemed like the most believable. Of course, she would be better at fighting now, so
yeah,
that would make sense. Well, I guess they all made sense except for Yellow.
And Red.
Yellow's didn't make sense. Him going back to the veterinarian?
Oh, okay. You meant the ending. I thought we were talking about the fighting barehanded. It's like, okay, why can't they fight with no powers and everything else? Like, everything's gone. I guess Red had a sword at least, but still.
True. No, that made no sense. They should have like.
But I guess Silver could probably do it. White could probably do it. Black did sumo, but like Blue. I guess they've been training. They did put in some scenes of them training, but still, I don't know.
They had a couple montages, but I mean, hey, I don't know, man. They made it work. They did what they had to do. They pulled from deep down in the fires of their souls, and they said, "We can't let the orgs win, okay? We've made it this far, and we didn't come this far to just get this far." You know what I mean? And with that tenacity and that fire inside of them, they fought with everything that they had, with no powers, just their bare hands and a single sword that didn't even do what it was supposed to do. That's it. That's what they fought with. And they came out on top. You want to know why? Because it's the power of love, baby. It's the power of love.
I was going to say because the script said so. Like, they didn't earn any of that stuff. We'll get into it more next week. But, like, for this episode, it's just like, okay, they're beat. They're about to die. No, they're not. Oh, they don't have any powers? It's okay. The enemies aren't going to kill them until miraculously their powers get back. I think one of my notes is like, miraculously lucky fools. Like, they launch Red at this huge giant with a sword, and it's like, yeah, he'll stab him through the heart. And then he just gets swatted aside. This is so stupid. And then Tsuitsui and Yubaiba get crushed by some rocks when Senki dies. I don't know. Man, this sucks. Sorry.
They went outside. They should have kept Tsuitsui dead, man. She had a good death the first time when he just grabbed her and popped in front of. I was like, oh, that's a good way to go. I'm sad. I don't want her to go, but that's a respectable death.
Yeah. Nah.
Man.
I wasn't feeling it.
They should have let Yubaiba live. Just let him wander the world in his antics and just chilling. But, hey, man. Shaking my head. Oh, that's Gaoranger, y'all.
That's the end of Gaoranger. I don't remember what's next. I think it's Ninja.
Should be good. That one should be good.
So, but yeah.
I think I saw the American version of the next one. So that one I enjoyed that one. So that one should be nice.
Oh, did you?
Well, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully it's nice.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's back to the A team. I don't know. I feel like I'm really hating on this.
Me too.
But I mean, yeah, I know. So next up, So next up will be Hurricane Ja. which I also haven't seen. So this will be my first time seeing that series.
Nice.
But we'll see how they do.
Nice.
We'll get into it next week. We'll talk about the whole season of Gaoranger. So one more time, and then we're done with Gaoranger.
Done. Yeah.
No, we're not.
Only bright light from Gaoranger is literally Roki. That's it. That's it. So yeah.
We'll see. But moving on, we're going to go to Agito, Kamen Rider Agito. The final 3 episodes for that. We'll start off with episode 49, Footsteps of Destruction. Zetsumetsu no Ashioto. So we start off, these episodes are pretty packed. Agito gets defeated. So he was fighting an unknown at the end of the last episode. He gets defeated and then collapses while the eagle kind of swoops back to keep guard over Dark. Shoichi and Ryo both wake up and then barely end up making their meetings with their lady friends. And it's like, uh-oh, we know what's going to happen here. But Ryo falls off of his bike when he's racing with Scorpion, and then Shoichi collapses. And then after that happens, we assume that's because of the damage they took during the fight. But after that happens, more stars start moving around. And then I think there were scientists looking at it. And then the Scorpio constellation turned into an X. When that happens, more people see their doppelgangers and then kill themselves in unusual ways. And then we have a scene where Hikawa kind of pulls the doppelgangers out of thin air. I don't think he got any clues to people were seeing kind of their copies and then killing themselves. So I was a little confused on how he got that information and then made that jump in logic. But either way, Hojo theorizes that maybe the unknown attacks have stopped because all of the unknown were wiped out, and now humanity has to be ready to fight Agito. Kind of brings Shoichi a lunch after being collapsed. We find out Shoichi is back at his apartment, kind of brings him a lunch, and we find out that her father was in Agito as well. Scorpion was watching over Ryo while he was passed out, and then when he wakes up, she had made him food as well, and then they have an awkward conversation, and apparently they're dating now. But during the conversation, we learned that Ryo's birthday is the next day, and Scorpion is a Scorpio, and we saw what happens to Scorpios. And then another unknown kind of appears from Dark. This time, he's tasked with targeting the Agitos in the city. And then the police chief, I guess, we have a new character that kind of pops up. He's kind of the head of the police force, I guess, and he decides to bring the G3 unit back. But this time, they're going to be protecting the unknowns. So Shoichi picks up Kana and takes her home as the new unknown takes out a couple more victims with his powers. Agito shows up to try to fight it and attack it. But the unknown kind of walks away. And then as Agito is about to follow, G3 and G3X show up and then kind of stand in his way. And that's where the episode ends. So what'd you think?
I actually enjoyed the episode. I think I like the fact that they like barely made it to their meetings with their respective counterparts. And I like that, their counterparts were walking away and then they kind of just show up. It was interesting to see. I guess they both fell out, but it was interesting to see them kind of like fall out in front of them, and then their peoples took care of them and everything like that. I guess Scorpion and Ryo are dating now. That was an interesting dynamic and conversation between them, because Ryo was like, "Bro, don't ever talk to me ever again," and she was like, "Oh, you're funny. You're my boyfriend." And they're just like, "What?" And on top of that, she made like 2 big plates of food, and then like Ryu just scarfed them down in like 10 seconds, and then just takes her plate out of her hand. Just eats it. I'm just like, oh, what is happening? But it works. So I don't know. Somehow it works between them. Like their dynamic was actually pretty cool. And then Shoichi and Kana, uh, I don't know. They're cute. That was nice. It was just nice. They're just adorable. So yeah. So I mean, I guess her turning into Agito kind of came out of nowhere, but whatever.
Well, she didn't.
But,
I don't think she turned into him.
she said her
father. Yeah. Or no, she said her father got attacked by the unknowns, so that's how we figure out that he must have been an Agito or somebody that can turn into Agito.
Anyways, but
yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. It's nice to see her cooking. It's nice to see her in it, and it's nice to see that they are getting along, and that is less weird than Scorpion and Rio.
Yeah, I don't think they're quite like their relationship is quite jumped to the point that Rio's and Scorpion's did, but like it's nice to see them kind of get along with somebody else and then how they're going. I'm scared for the two lady friends, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
I told you last episode what was gonna go down, and you're like, nah. So we'll see. They're still there.
Hey man, they're still good in my book.
Yeah, but I did like the episode though. Really action packed. But I don't think they're having too huge of leaps in the story, and everything that happens is kind of like, okay, I could see how that could happen. So
yeah.
Except for Hojo, or not Hojo, for Hikawa getting that one thing about the doppelganger. That was like, where did he pull that from? Yeah, that's the only time I've been like, what? Okay.
Yeah, because there was nothing to insinuate that there was a doppelganger. Nothing to like even make you think that. And he just kind of like, hey, have you ever heard of doppelgangers?
Yeah.
I was like, wait. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You just said like everybody's Scorpios, and then like that has nothing to do with.
Yeah. So.
Maybe the suit. Maybe like people just offering themselves. Maybe that's what it was. And he's like, doppelgangers do that. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch to try.
That was the only one. Other than that, I think everything was pretty much going pretty good. Yeah, I liked the episode.
Yeah. I liked it too. The two G units at the end were interesting. Yeah.
So, anything else for this one?
Yeah, I guess I'm wondering how they got access to the G suits, but I guess we'll find that out later. So
yeah. So we moved on to episode 50. Now, time to battle. So, Ima, Tatakao, Toki. It's time to fight. So G3X ends up being Hojo, and G3 ends up being number 3, Omura. So Hikawa and Ozawa have been reassigned, we find out. And Hojo and Omura are now tasked with protecting the unknowns. Ryo and what's her name? Risa end up having a couple more interactions that are pretty like cute. Risa shows up at the work and ends up just flat out saying that Ryo is going to be her lover and that she's going to go off and buy him some birthday cakes and they're going to meet up later. And then you're like, okay. And then he's like, no, I don't know what she's doing. She's so weird. And then he like dips out and then he's got this stupid little grin on his face. And you're like, okay, buddy. But anyway, Kana starts feeling hot while she's cooking inside the kitchen at the restaurant. And then she says that, and then we can kind of figure out that she's becoming an Agito. But she kind of runs off as Hikawa finds Shoichi. He's been looking for Shoichi in order to say goodbye because he's been reassigned back to his hometown. Shoichi and Ryo go both go off to find their counterparts, and Shoichi sees Kana change into, or flash into a change to Agito, and Ryo sees Risa kind of collapse in front of the train station, because and we know that she saw her doppelganger, and then I guess she just collapses in death. Ozawa then tells Hojo that he's being an idiot again, because he is being an idiot again. And then Ryo ends up tracking down the unknown because he's pissed, and then he kind of gets defeated again. He kind of just lets himself get defeated, and then he falls into the water again. And then he sinks underneath the water again. And it's like, okay, this is like the third time you've pulled this off, bro. But I mean, that's what Gil's gonna be gilling, I guess. So after Shoichi sees Kana, she runs off and ends up climbing kind of up to this tall tower. And then Shoichi kind of tracks her down and then meets her at the top of the tower. And then she ends up falling off the side of the building while Hikawa is leaving to board his plane to go back home. And then we cut back and Shoichi is grabbing her by the arm, trying to help her up. And then we're having a lot of similarities between that scene and the scene between First Show and Shoichi's sister. And then First Show ends up showing up and then helps to pull up Kana. And then they all kind of talk at a nearby park. And then the unknown shows up to take care of Kana, I think, is what we're led to believe. And then Shoichi transforms when the unknown comes for her. And that's kind of where the episode ends off. So what'd you think of it? This one's action-packed as well.
Yeah. One. Gil's gonna be gilling his
Yo, like,
dude.
This is getting close. It's getting close to like the Rangers side of things, where it's like I don't think the power level is really that odd. It's not. It's getting close, but it's not quite as bad as the Rangers. It's like, okay, you know, he's kind of pissed off because another person that's been really close to him is gonna die, and like you feel for him. And he's just like, okay, just do it. Like, he's just letting himself. It's basically kind of like the Shoichi move that he did like a while ago. But
yeah, true. But it's just the fact that he keeps landing in water, and he's supposed to be some type of pro level swimmer. And I'm just like, bro, why are you getting duped by water? And your name is Gills.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get destroyed and fall into water. That's my MO. So let's happen it. Yeah. But I guess Agito has done the same thing a couple times. He's got knocked off a building or into water or something. So I don't know.
He's not a professional swimmer. He's a professional farmer. Chef, I mean.
Yeah. So
I think seeing the G3 and the G3 and wait, are they both called G3 units?
No, it's G3 and G3X.
G3X, that's what I'm missing. X. I don't know how they got access to the units, but
well, probably Omura. Like, he's one of the guys that launch it. Yeah. And then the police force, I mean, it's the police forces, so they're like, yeah, it's part of ours. Once they get the upper other upper people in on it, it's like, okay, well, I guess that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, I can't say that then. They actually did explain it. Never
mind.
But
yeah, they explain it pretty well. And then Ozawa and Hikawa being like, nah, you guys are stupid. Why are you doing this? And then just being like, nah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So,
I was sad. I don't know if she like died, but man, I was so happy for Ryu. I should have known not to get my hopes up.
Yeah. I told you what was going to happen because they foreshadowed it pretty well. And it's kind of like, yo, is that you're just going to introduce them to somebody to kill them? This is like the third. Yo, they be doing Gills dirty.
Ryu has been getting the short end of the stick the whole time, man.
Yeah. So I mean,
So,
yeah,
we'll see how it goes for him. But I like the fact that also, excuse me, that Kana got to see Shoichi transform into Agito. She was like, "What?" And
yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, baby, it's me. I'm one of you too, one of us." And then he was like, "Choose life, girl." And then he was like, "Cause I'm choosing life." And then he goes to fight, and then she's like, "My hero." And then they run off. So I thought that was cool too.
So yeah, some of that did not happen, but the whole overarching picture was there. So I did like it though. I like the episode. It was jam packed. They put a lot in there, but I like it. I think they've been flowing pretty well. Nothing kind of felt unbalanced, and everything kind of felt like it happened how it should have happened.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Have we been seeing Mana and the family in this one?
The family, I don't think we've been seeing as much. I think we had a couple shots of Mana taking care of the garden.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that she's still, taking care of the garden. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the importance of. Well, I mean, I know what the importance is. She promised her she would take care of the garden, but it's like they just randomly like be showing her. So it's like, it's nice to see she's fulfilling her promises.
Yeah. And I think it was just like she had an important part in the story. So it's like, yeah, we're not going to just get rid of her. Like they did that one professor. Remember the professor from I guess she just got killed?
Oh. Wait.
Did we see her die? Remember the one that, man, we're going all the way back to the beginning. We'll do that next week. We'll do that next week. Yeah. But a pretty good episode. I liked it. We can go ahead and move off to the finale, which is episode 51, which is Agito. That's it. So final episode 51, Agito. So we start off the episode with Hikawa walking down the stairs and revealing that he did not get on that plane and return home. And then we know, oh yeah, we're about to be in for it. So during the fight with the unknown, Agito upgrades into his top form and then tries to fight back. And then we see the G3 posse get kind of deployed. They get a message from headquarters and then they get deployed to kind of protect the unknown. Agito ends up defeating the unknown and then it flies off towards dark and then kind of asks to be powered up. When Agito shows up, he starts getting overwhelmed by the newly powered up unknown. And then Hikawa and Ozawa hijack the G3 trailer, and then after they do that, Hikawa suits up into the G3X unit. And then we cut back. Agito is getting double teamed and it gets knocked out of transformation when G3X shows up to save him and then fights back against the unknowns. And he's going pretty wild out, so he's doing his thing. But then he gets attacked by Dark. Then Ryo shows up to join the fight. Then both of them start fighting. They kind of yell at Shoichi to get it together. They end up all fighting together. They defeat the unknowns. And then when Dark starts flying off into the sky, Agito kind of gets down, has his symbol flowing behind him, and then gets a huge kick. And then there's this huge explosion that's seen by pretty much everybody. And then after the explosion, we're kind of wondering what happened. Everybody's screaming for Shoichi's name, or at least Gills and G3X. Mana sees the explosion. And then we kind of cut to first show at his apartment. He has a little chat with Dark. And then I think Dark disappears. Or no, Dark still stays there. But first show, no, Dark disappears. And then first show kind of collapsed out of his chair. Dead. Again, more deader. And then we cut to 1 year later. So now, number 3 is now running the G5 unit. And he has the weirdest mustache ever for a character that I have seen. But you know what? I'm not mad at it. So G5 unit is this new unit, this new task force, and he's trying to hype them up. And we see that. Hikawa is now working with, I think it's Kino-san, kind of doing his detective work, and they're taking out some criminal. Ozawa, we find out, has quit the police force and is teaching in London at a university. And then Hojo kind of shows up and says he's working on a case in the area. And they have this weird interaction, and then they're both smiling, and it's like, okay, I guess those two are gonna get together, or they got a thing for each other. And then we cut back, and Majima and Mana are studying for school. So I think Majima is trying to do his promise and become a doctor. So he's studying, and Mana's kind of studying the same thing. So it looks like she's probably going to be kind of trying to help him get into his school. And maybe she's going to go to the same school. And then after they've been studying for a while, Uncle comes in and says he's going to treat everybody to dinner, and they're going to go to their kind of usual joint. Then we kind of cut and see Ryo. He's kind of roaming, I guess, the country, and then he meets up with a little puppy and takes him with him on his ride, which was nice. And then we cut back to the family and see they've gone to a restaurant, and then we see Shoichi walk out. And then take their orders, and we see that he has started a restaurant called Cafe Agito, and that is where the episode ends and the season ends. So action packed. What'd you think?
Really good ending to the show. I enjoyed it. Yeah, Dark disappears, and first show definitely passes out and collapses for the umpteenth time, and he's dead. I like the fact that Shoichi has his own cafe now, and I mean, when I first saw the name of Cafe Agita, I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, I mean, you could have named it anything else, but I guess that's cool. Like, I don't know how many Agitos are still running around, but I guess nobody. But it's pretty cool, I guess. But man, Ryu. Oh man, I want to get my hopes up and be like happy for him for fighting the puppy, but something in
Oh
deep
no,
down
you're not
inside
doing
me
that to the puppy, bro. Nah.
something deep down inside me is saying that puppy is not long for this world. Just giving off Ryu's track record. So I don't know, man. I hope so. Ryu looked really happy to have the puppy, but he looked happy to have everybody else too. So I don't know.
Man, that took a dark turn quick. I liked it. We got a lot of the action last episode, but we still got the bigger fights. I think Shoichi ends up with a new form this fight too, right? I think it's a little bit different than the other ones he had.
He's transformed into that before, but he only did it once before.
Okay. But I like what they did with the fight. Especially Hikawa running in with G3X, they did him good. They gave him his time to shine. He was doing his thing for the humans. And even then Darks are all of them are like, you're just a human. And it's like, nah, bruh, I'm G3X. And then he's just going to town on everybody. It's like, okay. So I like how they did it. Yeah, I like how they did it. Yeah. So I liked it. Yeah, I liked everything. Even the weird stuff with what's his face, number 3.
I don't know, man. Number 3, he just kind of he's just there.
Yeah, he's just there and he does his part. So like it's not horrible. Hojo I could do without, even at the end, but
the Hojo stuff was weird.
But he's not the worst, I guess. So like there's nobody as bad as like last last season.
Yeah.
So I'm good with it. I like how they edited everything. This one I really couldn't tell if they were gonna kill off Shoichi or not. So I'm glad he's got his little ending. Yeah. So
Okay. I didn't love the lovey-dovey eyes that Hojo was making with Okawa. I didn't like
yeah, that was kind of
I-
weird.
That's my girl.
Out of
Stop
all of the people, Hojo didn't deserve. I don't know, but other than that, I thought it was
Hojo.
yeah. I thought it was a pretty good ending. So
It was good. It was definitely way better than a Gaoranger.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Whoa! Woo! So glad I didn't watch Gaoranger last.
yeah,
Yeah.
did the same. I would started out with Gaoranger and then ended off with Kamen Rider. I was like, okay, yeah, this is the way to go.
This is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
I learned that early on. But yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I want to talk about the whole season because I think there's some stuff from the beginning that I was like, wait.
Yeah. So we'll do that next episode. I think that's it for this week. Next episode, I think we can talk about what we're going to do, but it might be a big anime episode. And then I think we'll just talk about kind of the whole series as a whole and then get out of here a little bit early. But thank you for joining us. As always, Super Jolly Mac and DonTheVan signing off. We may not have much money. We may not have much time. But there is one thing that we always have a lot of, and that's...
Sorry, say it again. Sorry. There's one thing we always have. Say it again.
There's one thing that we always have a lot of, and that is...
Sorry. Wait. All right, take 3. All right.
The one thing we have a lot of is takes. Peace out.